I thought the worst day of my life would be childbirth. Or maybe losing my job. But I never expected the worst day would come in the form of a folded piece of paper shoved across our kitchen table by the man I loved. "A paternity test," he said, not looking me in the eyes. "It's just to clear the air." The words didn't make sense at first. My husband, Jordan, was someone I trusted with my entire soul. We'd been together for 7 years. 4 of them married. And had just welcomed our first child, Ava, 3 months ago. Those first few weeks had been hard, sure. Sleepless nights, stress, hormonal waves. But we were in it together. At least, I thought we were. Now, there was this test. A challenge disguised as a conversation. "Clear the air?" I repeated. "Jordan, what are you talking about?" He shifted in his seat. "It's not an accusation. My mom just... she's been saying some things." Of course. His mother, Angela, had never liked me. I was too independent, too opinionated, not the kind of girl who just wants to stay home and take care of her husband. She wanted him to marry his high school sweetheart. The one who came from money and played dumb to please. From day one, Angela had looked at me like a stain on her family name. I let out a cold laugh. "Your mother told you to get a paternity test?" She just pointed out some things. "Ava doesn't have my eyes. Or my skin tone. She just said it might be smart to verify. She's a baby, Jordan. She's 3 months old. And genetics don't play by your mother's rules." He rubbed his forehead. "Look, I'm not saying I think you cheated. I'm just saying, if we take the test and it's clear, then it'll shut everyone up." Everyone. Not just his mother. He doubted me too. That's when it hit me like a slap across the face. He had let the seed of suspicion take root. I stared at him. "Do you actually believe I could have been unfaithful to you?" Jordan hesitated. "Not for long. But long enough." "I just want peace of mind," he said finally. Peace of mind. A convenient term for emotional betrayal. I picked up the test. Looked at the envelope like it was radioactive. I could have screamed, yelled, thrown it in his face. But instead, I said quietly, "Fine. You want a test? Let's take the damn test." He blinked. "Wait. You'll actually do it?" I have nothing to hide. His shoulders relaxed. He thought this was a win. But something inside me began to die. The following week, we went to the clinic together. Swabs were taken. Signatures were signed. I watched him as he filled out the paperwork. His jaw clenched, eyes down. He didn't even hold my hand when it was over. On the way home, we didn't speak. When the results arrived a week later, I opened the envelope alone. Jordan wasn't even home. He was at work, texting me half-hearted apologies between meetings. Probability of paternity, 99.9999%. I stared at the paper, my hands trembling. Not from fear, but from rage. I took a picture of the results, printed a copy, and placed it on the table. Then I began to pack. When Jordan came home that evening, he found me folding baby clothes into a small suitcase. "What are you doing?" he asked, confused. I didn't look up. "You got your answer. Ava is yours. No doubts. No questions. No excuses." He looked at the printed results, then at me. "So why are you packing?" "Because this isn't about DNA," I said. "It never was." He looked lost. "I didn't mean to hurt you." "But you did," I cut in. "You hurt me by believing I could betray you. By letting your mother weaponize our child. You didn't just doubt me, Jordan. You humiliated me. And now, you want to pretend this never happened just because the test says you were wrong? He opened his mouth, but I raised a hand. I'm not doing this with you. I won't raise my daughter in a house where trust can be broken with a whisper. I won't be inspected like merchandise every time your mother gets in your ear. You're overreacting. Wrong answer. I zipped the suitcase, picked up Ava, and walked to the door. I'm not overreacting. I'm reacting appropriately to the moment I realized I'd been sleeping next to a coward. He called after me, begged me to stay. Said it was a lapse in judgment. A moment of weakness. But I was done. Over the next few weeks, I moved in with my sister, filed for separation, and started therapy. Jordan tried to call, tried to send flowers, even got his mother to apologize. But it was too late. Angela's apology was lukewarm at best. I was just trying to protect my son. And Jordan's was full of regret, but not responsibility. I didn't need regret. I needed a partner who trusted me. One evening, during a session with my therapist, she asked me something that stayed with me. What are you grieving more? Your marriage, or the illusion of who you thought he was? And the truth was, I was grieving the illusion. Because deep down, I'd always known Jordan was easily influenced. That he never fully stood up to his mother. I just never believed he'd direct that weakness at me. I rebuilt my life one day at a time. I returned to work. I raised Ava with love, gentleness, and fierce protection. I surrounded myself with people who didn't flinch when loyalty was tested. And slowly, I began to feel whole again. 2 years later, Jordan filed to amend the custody arrangement. He wanted more time with Ava. By then, he had moved out of his mother's home, was seeing a therapist, and claimed he was a different man. We met at a neutral location. A park where Ava could play while we talked. He looked tired, older. Not in a bad way. Just more grounded. I know I don't deserve your forgiveness, he said as Ava climbed the slide. But I do want to be a better father. For her. And maybe, someday, earn back your respect. I nodded. He wasn't asking to reconcile. He knew that door had closed. But for the first time, he was standing on his own 2 feet. Not his mother's shadow. I hope you do, I said simply. Because Ava deserves that. People say trust takes years to build, seconds to break, and a lifetime to repair. But sometimes, the break is the repair. Because the moment someone shows you who they really are, it's not the end of the story. It's the start of a better one. One where you no longer shrink yourself to keep someone comfortable. One where the truth sets you free. Not them. And as I watched Ava run toward me, her tiny arms outstretched, I knew one thing for certain. I may have lost a husband. But I gained clarity. And that's worth everything.